All right, let me share my screen. Share entire screen. All right, can you guys see my screen? Okay, let me go. Let's just keep it US30 because this is like the easiest example. Let's look at last Friday. So obviously you can see Friday. We were just climbing up, right? We're just climbing up. So you kind of want to look at pre-market. Every time we climbed up, came down, came up, came down. Every nasty push up, small retracement to the downside, right? So push up, push down, push up, push down. Now, when you have a, I don't know if you watched my, or if you heard my voice message yesterday, or if you saw my full YouTube video, which was pretty lengthy, I would say. But we have had a very nasty push up, and we want to see a small retracement. Well, where is it going to happen? Is this a small retracement? Well, that's only six. That's from 6 to 6:15, and we want to watch the earliest pre-market that we want to enter on is 6:15 to 6:30. Meaning, for me, 6:30 a.m. is market opening, New York market opening. Um, so I know we probably have a time difference here, right? Okay, so for you, you'd want to take the earliest trade you want to take is at 9:15. Is that right? 9:15 and 9:30 for you is market opening. Okay. So, this is when you really just want to I mean, you don't have to zoom in, you can keep it zoomed out or whatever, but I like to keep it like that just so I can kind of look at everything. I prefer looking at horizontal rather than vertically because when you zoom out, right, when you just look to the left, you have to look for confluence and then we can easily see, okay, we have one, two, we have three, we have 2 wicks basically saying that, we have something up here, 2 wicks over here saying down. Now you want to look at basically where they line up together because that's what support and resistance looks like at its finest, right? Came down, bounce, came down, bounce. When we finally broke it, we retraced to it, flush. Came up to it, flush. Now if you look over here, and I'm still figuring out which brokers to use for this US30 specifically, you want to see, you don't want to make sure it's at the middle of a candle. That's kind of good for nothing. So that at that point is kind of when you have to make your charts a little pretty, and you want to always put it either top or below of a candle. So this would have been the safest bet, right? Now stop loss, as I was telling Zero when he was in the trade, I want to see basically the wick that's closest to it, and that's holding it. That wick is basically saying like we're holding. It's like your hands up, right? This is support. This wick is basically holding it with its hands up and saying, "I got it, I got it." So basically, that would be my stop loss. Now, if I were to draw a rectangle like how you should be treating support and resistance, it'd be that's my support, and the bottom of this would basically be my stop loss. Now that is heavy. I don't ever recommend holding that whole length. That's the part where I tell people you have to decide for yourself. So because support is at 49,036, stop loss is at 48,981. What is that? That's 19 plus 36. That's say 55 points, give or take, of a stop loss. Yeah, I don't 100% recommend that. I know a lot of traders who do that, and it makes sense why this would also be a stop loss because we also came up, we held over here and then came back down, right? And it seems like every time we came up, came down, we had this wick basically saying like, we do have something down here as well. So some people really want to hold this, they'll keep holding forever, and then let's just see what happens, right? Well, let's at pre-market, the next candle, right? 6:15 to 6:30. Yeah, we came down. We didn't really touch it, but then in market openings, we just wicked it and we just shot up. So that's that push up, that up that we keep going. We want a little retracement. Sure, we got the retracement, and then we just pushed up. But these type of days, these type of trades are also the riskiest because you don't really know what if they keep just come crashing down. But I mean, if you understand the structure, that same thing that I just said could be said for any day, kind of like today as well, right? So if you read market structure, you should already understand your bias. That's what I mean. Now, if we're gonna look at today's, if we're gonna look at today's, I could admit it that this trade was a nasty failure, to be brutally honest. But if I didn't move my stop loss, if I didn't protect my capital, if I didn't protect my account, I would have Man, I would have basically gave 3 days worth of nasty greens, heavy greens away just in one trade today. Now if we just go back, so uh, you adjust your charts however you want. This is why I take the marker. I always look at, I'm marking the lows, marking the highs, marking the lows, marking the highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, high, low, high. And it doesn't have to be like a sharp turn like that, or it could be like a curve like that, like this, like that, like that. I mean, a lot of people, believe it or not, I get a lot of questions like that. It doesn't make a difference. It's whatever's easier for you to understand, truthfully. Um, and we have all this wicks, and then it kind of seems like we just keep pushing down. So I wanted to basically see it retrace over basically here, somewhere in this area. I wanted to see it hold resistance, and I wanted to see it flush to the south side of basically here. Here, that would have been a great TP, right? Support. I mean, sorry, resistance, support, support, support. So I really wanted to see this as a flush. Honestly, I do. Talking about it always makes me realize whether I like the setup or whether I feel stupid about it. I like the setup, but here's just the honest truth. Um, so I basically wanted to see. Basically, what was it? I wanted to see it hold. It was right here. I wanted to see it hold right there. You can see next candle. Yes, I did enter right here. I was at one point up. It was like $140, man. She wicked it. She was coming down. And next thing I know, it just I did move, my stop loss to secure some profits. I wanted to, as always, I want to see a break of structure. So I wanted to see you. If you don't understand the importance of double tops and double bottoms, and if you don't have a chart that actually replicates and that shows double tops and double bottoms, I'm telling you that's a secret hack, especially for the strategy, because that's like a checkpoint. It's like a checkpoint. You always want to get past a checkpoint for this type of assurance, right? This type of guarantee. Now, as always, I was like, if we can just break this, because I was kind of scared. Like, what if this is support? It makes sense because with double bottoms, double tops, resistance, support. But I was like, the structure of this is just so bearish. It reads bearish to me. I mean, it doesn't really read to me. Why would we hold support right here? But here's the thing that happened. I'll just show you in a 1 minute time frame. So it's probably this candle right here. She flushed a little bit. I was up in profit. I moved my stop loss and profit. The next thing I know, she just stopped me out. And then market opening, she just pushed up. I was like, oh my god. So that would have been a nasty trade if I was still holding all of that. And I was taking $5 per point, so that would have been what, say $500 plus commission, probably like $540. So if I didn't move my stops. So I still stand by that trade. But realistically it made my resistance, it kind of broke my resistance, and in fact where I wanted to see it break, it held that as support. So I'm proud of it, but it doesn't always break. I mean, it doesn't always do what I wanted to. And even then, like I was telling you, you and Zero, you want to make sure that you don't put your support and resistance at the middle of candles. Kind of, I did that myself, and I just feel like sometimes that it's one of those things that it's not like it's always gonna. I don't know how to say that easy, but sometimes you're gonna have the support, say like right here. I mean, like, I think this is where it was holding resistance. How about this big candle? It broke it. But sure enough, I mean, this area in general looked like it was holding a great amount of support and resistance. So I don't know, was that all a little bit too confusing? Did you understand some parts of it? Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question, and it's gonna buy me if I give you an answer to favor either or. I just I do, and I grew up with people saying that you always have to focus on the body. You always have to focus on the body, but what the Wicks show is the Wicks show exactly where they couldn't close. It shows a weakness, and I say this a lot, but it shows weakness means like it attempted to go there, but it said fuck no. Like we're rejecting that area. That's like the psychology. That's a story part about the Wicks. Talking about Wicks, we're seeing Wicks over here on US30 right now. So US30 got me fucked up today, dude. But it's a Thursday. No, I mean both of them kind of look the same, don't they? I mean almost. I don't know. I really wanted to see it come up here for market opening or pre-market, and I just wanted to see a flush. Um, I want to see a flush. I want to see it at least break this. Probably like right there. I know that's a nasty, nasty long way. Almost, what, a little over 200 points, or maybe around 200 points, give or take. But I really just wanted to see it come close to the blue line. And even if it was going to break it, I mean, still, this was like resting orders with this liquidity. Um, I mean, I still feel like was holding support here, resistance, resistance, and I mean, if we zoom out, we might have something more. Are we dealing with all-time highs on? We're dealing with all-time highs on NAS. Wait, that's not true. That's not true. Oh, that's not true. On January, we were whatever. I'm working with few charts, so the numbers are a little bit different from me either way. Uh, anything else, guys? On my work account, I did take a loss. Not brutal. It was 14 points in slippage. Um, for my mentor chat. Where's the mentor chat? Oh, for my small account, this is how much I made. This was after I adjusted. My stops got full blown, dude. I was expecting a really good dump in market opening. Alrighty, guys, girl. Let's see if there's anybody texting over here. Nobody. HLN is not here. Alrighty, guys. Peace, love, and cheers. Tag me if anything. It's pretty heavy schedule in terms of meetings and whatnot, so I might be on and off with Discord.